Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for the Brooklyn Tea Party meeting for November 19, 2023. It is a strange world that we're living in, as we all know. Each and every day we see how we are descending more and more into communism and totalitarianism and all these other isms that we're about to face. The other day I was driving on Ocean Parkway yesterday, passing towards Church Avenue, and on the lamppost you saw a couple of the kidnap signs. But then you also saw a group of people on the corner putting up murdered signs from the Palestinian side of the issue. Murdered, really? I think that word applies to the people of Israel who were murdered that day on October 7th. We all saw some of these videos, if you were unfortunate to see those, because they were gruesome. And speaking as a Catholic, my heart bleeds for Israel. It's because no sort of horror like that should ever be bestowed upon any one part of humanity. It is disgusting to see how they went into a peaceful concert. Elderly people, kids, babies, raping mothers, killing the father, like in one scene, killing the father, raping the mother, throwing the baby in the oven. And this is Hamas's video. So it's not AI or some made-up stuff that these misinformed youth are protesting on our college campuses. Learn what history is, because history has a tendency to repeating itself. As we all seen what happened during the past, the Holocaust. Never again, never again. Well, never again is happening again. What we seen that day should wake everyone up. No one should be silent. Well, it doesn't matter to me. I'm Christian, nothing to do with me. Of course, it has everything to do with you. Has everything to do with any decent person in the world. No one should be saying, to the river, to the sea, and all that other jargon that goes along with it. To the river, to the sea means what? We all know what it means. The eradication of the Israeli state of Israel. People gotta wake up. Who was here first? I don't know. I don't know. I look in the Bible, I kind of remember Jesus being a Jew, and kind of remember him being in the Bible many 2,000 so years ago. So whatever that argument is, let's say the Palestinians had an argument about something, okay? Let's just play devil's advocate for a moment. They had an argument, let's say. Whatever argument you had went out the window on October 7th. You have no more argument. What you did was demonic and disgusting. People gotta wake up. Stop being silent people. Wake up. We've seen what happened in Bay Ridge recently, and the other day, of all this, and throughout our city, and throughout our country. At the steps of the White House, the gates of the White House, General Lafayette statue being desecrated, Free Palestine written on that statue, flags adorned on it. People got to wake up because they're coming for you. They're coming for all of us. Do not allow this. It makes me laugh when I see these misguided youth. Let's say they're from the LGBT, whatever the acronym it is. Everyone has a right to be what they are. Okay? But when you see them and they're wearing the flags and all that, do they understand that they would be the first ones to be killed? Do they understand that Sharia law, that's what they want, and all these, I am a women activist, yay. That you wouldn't be able to drive a car, You wouldn't be able to have a job. You wouldn't be able to have anything. Go put your coverings on. If that's what you want, so be it. But they would force them to, or kill them under the Hamas state, which was voted in by the Palestinian people. Let's all remember during September 11th, let's all remember, be cheering in the streets. And we want, you know, then you have the people on the left, like AOC and friends stating, maybe we should put in more refugees. Really? I don't think so. Sorry, gone fishing sign is outside the general store. We're closed. No more room at the inn. We need to wake up, close the borders. We have had over 170 and counting people on the terrorist watch list been picked up this year alone, more than the last 8 years combined. What are we doing here? How is it Joe Biden's only 41% approval rating? Like they're saying, well, that's bad. That's still high. What is wrong with people? 41%? Where have you been? And when you hear the answers of the kids in the streets, you see there's a lot of dumb people out there, isn't there? A lot of dumb people that are misinformed, but use common sense, people. Just look and research. Do both sides of the issue. If you need to know what the issue is, look at both sides and use your mind and know what history is. History is very important because, as we said before, it tends to repeat itself. And we need to see that this never happens again, but it does happen again, doesn't it? We've had genocide a lot throughout our history of the humanity. And people just keep quiet, and that is why evil prevails. We cannot allow evil to prevail anymore. We need to stand up to evil at every waking moment and every corner of the earth. We need to wake up, people. And that is required you to vote also. Why did people stay home to not vote? I don't know what the voter turnout was in this last election, but I'm sure it was low.
Citywide, less than 13%.
13%.
Of eligible voters, less than 13%. David, am I correct? Just under?
Yes.
Yes.
Just under 13, 12 point something or other, 9, whatever. Wow.
14.4 for the mayoral election.
Right. Well, that was high. So why? I know the city's overwhelmingly Democrat, so in a way we're like, good, stay home. But use common sense, people. You want more of this? I don't care if you're a Democrat or whatever the heck you are. Oh, this is a good thing. They're going to cut out services. I love the petition. I run the Kensington Facebook page. I love one of the petitions. Oh, we're going to save composting. You know? Yeah, okay. Why? You voted for this. You wanted this. You want your composting gone because you voted to have an open border. You voted to now have the city cut its services. The NYPD will be cut by over $134 million and the FDNY by $74 million or so and counting in this next round of cuts. We're going to have the lowest police on the streets since the early 1990s, I guess, when Dinkins was mayor, and we all know that was great times, right? I like the 2,200 murders a year. Those are fun times. Hypodermic needles and trees, I remember, in front of my house. Good times. Homeless everywhere we see. Take care of our own. We have people that are American citizens that we just kick to the curb. Mental illness is a real thing, and they need their help. They don't need to be rotting on the streets. That is not compassion. That is horror, to allow people with mental illness just to lie on the street. And what is the result of that? The result is they go crazy. The result is they push you onto the oncoming F train. The result is that people get stabbed or whatever the case may be. and the quality of life, that we pay high taxes as the taxpayer. We're not getting the bang for our buck, are we? We're getting the shaft. That is why it was important to go out to vote. I know you guys in this audience did vote. At least I hope. There should be never an excuse we have, what, 1 day to vote? No, we don't. We have a friggin' month. A month. A whole month, basically, to vote. You have many opportunities to vote. Oh, well, I can't be here. All right, here's a paper ballot in the mail. There's no excuse. It's pure laziness. And then I never want to hear it from people that say, oh my God, look what's going on. Did you vote? Nah, they're all the same. Right. The Republican Party is all the same. Gather round, children. I have a story to tell you. Let me put a wig on and lipstick. They're all the same. I don't think the Rouse side is pushing for that. I mean, give me a break. Indoctrination? No. The point is here, we need to rally our troops on our side, even though we're outnumbered like we're at the Alamo. Well, if it's a low voter turnout, that means maybe we should be able to win these types of elections. If we're outnumbered 8 to 1, 9 to 1, whatever the role is. What is the role in the city? Is it 8 to 1 or 9 to 1?
I don't know.
It's basically.
7.5 to 1.
Okay. Oh, we can improve. Since the last time. So we're outnumbered, but in a lower voter turnout, we should be able to pick up seats in certain areas, okay? There's no excuse why we can't all be on the phone, speaking to neighbors or whatever it is, and tell them come out to vote. Here's a voter registration form. Register to vote. It is important to get our voices out there and protect our city, our state, our country, and our families. We cannot allow the left to continue to be controlling every facet of the world. They found their way into corporate America. Go ask Bud Light how that's working out swimmingly for them. Go ask Target as they try to target our children. They're everywhere, okay? So we need to make sure we go out to vote and stop this craziness that is making our country descending more and more into communism. It's a real thing. It's a thing that we all need to think about and worry about, because it is time that we will be, we won't be existing much longer in the rate we're going if World War III happens, okay? So we need to make sure we have proper leadership, and leadership that will defend us against insanity. With that being said, I would like to introduce our guest of honor, the new Brooklyn GOP chairman, Richie Barsamian. Did I say that?
Glenn, thank you for everything you have done and you continue to do.
Thank you.
Give me a moment to get myself together here. Everyone, good afternoon. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here and to have this wonderful opportunity to address you. My name is Richie Barsamian, and I have the honor for the past few weeks of being the newly elected chairman of the Brooklyn Republican Party. We are here to talk about the most important word, the most important word in all of our lives. You know what the word is, Heshi. Whether we are older, younger, male, female, whether we are Republicans, conservatives, libertarians, Tea Party, Democrats, there is only one word that matters to each and every one of us, and that word is future. Future. The future. We must not allow our future, the future of our children, and the future of our grandchildren to be hijacked. Glenn Nocera, about 10 minutes ago, said various isms. But there's one very, very dangerous ism to each and every one of us, Democrats included, because I'll explain to you in a moment why. My fight and our fight is not with Democrats. There is one dangerous ism, because that ism is the open window for communism. And they keep selling it to us every day. And that ism is socialism, because socialism is the brother of atheism. And when you combine socialism and atheism and Marxism, what do you get? You get the absolute desire to collapse the greatness of our nation, the greatness of this American flag, and the greatness of the city of New York. I can do what I can within Brooklyn, but in order to get the job done, I need your help. I need the help of district leaders. I need the help of every concerned New Yorker, because what we must do, is protect our grandchildren's New York City, our children's New York City. We need to get together. There can be no more fighting. There can be no more disagreeing. There can be no more conversations that do not lead to victory. Today, at this moment, in spite of some recent losses, we've had amazing victories. We have more people in office throughout Brooklyn than we have since 1974. And why is that? Do you think it only happened because Tea Party people or Republicans or conservatives came out? No. It happened because very good, concerned Democrat New Yorkers turned their frustration into action, and they crossed over. They crossed over regardless of what their registration is on election day or early voting. They said, I have had enough, and they voted for a Republican candidate. That is our mission. Republican, conservative, whatever word you want to use, or letter, excuse me. We have to remember the word is responsible. We need to put people in office that are responsible and understand what they're doing. They have to protect public safety. They have to protect parental rights, because it is the parents that raise the children. It is the tree of parenthood that nurtures and guides the fruit. There is no more precious fruit than our children and our grandchildren. We don't turn to school administrators to tell our daughters and our sons about sexuality. We don't turn to school administrators to tell our children or force upon them what we know to discuss in our homes, what we know when it is right to discuss it, and what family members we need. We are in a crisis. Brooklyn is in a crisis. New York City is in a crisis. New York State is in a crisis. We must turn it around, and we can do it. Not only can, but we will do it. We have a year coming up right now. It is a congressional year. It is a New York State Assembly year. It is a New York State Senate year. There may be judgeships up, I believe, also. This is the year that we push harder than ever before. We have to go out. We have to engage our neighbors and our friends. And they may turn around and they may say, you know, Steve, I know you're a Republican your whole life, but I'm a Democrat. And you know what you do, Steve, at that moment? You say to them, well, let me ask you something. How do you feel about what's going on? You open the conversation. Don't close it. Don't go to the corner and say, I'm a Republican, I'm a Tea Party, I'm a conservative. Engage them. And what more common ground do we have than to say, what do you think about the direction we're headed in? Do you feel safe today? Do you like the way things are going? Do you agree with congestion pricing? Steve, engage them, because with Democrats' help, with crossover support, many amazing people were in office and are still in office. Look, a great man, Senator Marty Golden, was in office as an incredible New York State Senator for 16 years because Democrats crossed over to support his responsible, common sense steering of the ship. Alec Brooke Krasny, an amazing, amazing statesman. Michael Nova,